So we've touched on map files, what they are, where to get them, how to use them inside PowerCore, and how to send them to your Power Commander 6. Now we're jumping ahead a little and assuming you've taken your PC6 and installed it on your vehicle after the conclusion of one of our prior videos. This lesson can be helpful whether you're looking to isolate an actual issue or just to have the peace of mind that you've buttoned up your install perfectly. So now you have PowerCore up and running. You've mounted the Power Commander 6, gotten the proper map, routed the harness, and tidied up all the connections. Before you fire up the engine and ride off, there's some important post-installation checks to perform. This step helps you catch mistakes and ensures the PC6 operates properly. First, perform a visual inspection of your entire install. Before turning on the key, trace the entire harness. Check that every connector is fully seated and clicked into place. Inspect the ground connection for tightness and cleanliness. Make sure there are no wires pinched between the frame or fuel tank or any body panels you'll be reinstalling or moving near moving parts like the steering head or the chain. Zip tie any loose connections to keep them from flopping around. All right, now you can power up the Power Commander 6. Turn that ignition key to on. You should see the light on the Power Commander 6 dance from red to green, then go solid green, indicating it's receiving power. If nothing lights up, check each connection, especially the ground and the battery voltage of the vehicle. If you're working on a UTV, ensure the key is in the correct power position. Some of these have more than one key position. On some vehicles, the PC6 lights might dance at first, then all the lights will go out. In these cases, you will need to start the vehicle to verify that the light does indeed go solid green after it boots up. Next up, connect to PowerCore. So your vehicle is running or your key's on, plug that PC6 into the laptop via USB. Inside PowerCore, verify that the device is detected. Use the software's dashboard pane to view real-time readings like throttle position, RPM, if you've wired in gear or speed, and all other operational readings. If equipped with a cable-driven throttle body, move the throttle slowly and watch the TPS values increase smoothly from 0. This confirms that the TPS connection is correct. Drive-by-wire machines may not indicate a moving throttle position at all if the engine isn't running, and we'll walk through calibration of these in a later session. All right, start the engine. With everything wired and your map loaded, start the vehicle, perhaps with the fuel tank temporarily in place if needed, and verify RPM updates properly. It should idle smoothly. Listen for misfires, odd vibrations, or warning lights. A hunting idle or backfiring could indicate a loose injector connector or a miswired coil or an airbox boot that isn't quite snugged down. If the engine won't start at all, double check each connection. Now I'll walk through actual throttle position calibration on this 2013 Honda CBR 1000RR Repsol Edition. This is kind of our workhorse shop mule bike where we can install all of our accessories on to make sure PowerCore works properly with any one of our devices in piggyback land, specifically Power Commander devices. If you do nothing with sending maps or customizing your Power Commander for accessories and enabling features, at the very least, you should calibrate the throttle position of the vehicle you've installed the Power Commander 6 onto. Dynojet pre-programs closed and open voltages of a vehicle we've researched and then loads these as the baseline voltage for what the machine typically runs. Yours may vary slightly depending on the mass assembly of these machines. So with our PowerCore software open, we are going to click on Calibrate and Throttle Position. With our bike off right now, we don't see any voltages happening. We'll key on the bike and see that the voltage has now jumped up to an actual reading. We'll go ahead and start it. Notice how our throttle position is actually dancing a little bit right here. We can do an auto set right now where we will gather the high and low voltages automatically, or we can actually reset each of these to be what we would like them as a high and low defaults for our throttle position calibration. So again, do an auto set here. It'll capture the low voltage value. Pull the clutch in. The bike doesn't even have to rev up. Do that a couple times. Make sure you gather each of those high and low voltages, and then click OK. You have now fully calibrated the throttle position for this exact bike. If in the case of we wanted to see what that throttle position was doing, click on our Power Commander network right here and check out throttle position. We can now see that that value does indeed change. And now, remember our cell tracer right here. It is indeed operating in the 0 column. And when we give it throttle, it will end up in the 100 column. Again, verifying that we will have calibrated the voltage value at a low and a high to be exactly in the 0 column, and whatever high voltage is to the 100 column. After exiting the calibration now, verify your cell tracer now starts in the 0% column and then goes all the way up to the 100% column. This guarantees that your machine's throttle exactly matches where we, or your tuner, desired those fuel and spark changes to correlate to on the mapping table at 60% throttle. It's not drifted to 52 or 70%. It's exact for you. Next up, go for that short test ride. If the engine runs properly, reinstall all the removed components, take a short ride, paying attention to throttle response across the rev range. Does it hesitate? Does it surge? If not, awesome. If issues arise, don't panic. Check the bases. Are all the cables in the right place? Is the ground secure? Have you loaded the correct map? If the engine only runs on 3 or 4 cylinders, maybe you didn't get one injector fully seated. If gear position always reads 0, maybe your gear position sensor tap might be on the wrong wire. PowerCore's device error details button can also help show you any indicating error messages. And seek support if needed. Dynojet's support team and online forums can be invaluable to troubleshoot. If you encounter a problem you can't solve, write down what you've checked, take photos of your install, and then reach out. Often a fresh set of eyes will spot something you've overlooked. Once you've completed these checks and everything functions smoothly, congratulations, your PC6 installation is a success. In the next chapter, we'll really dive into tuning, using the PowerCore software, creating custom maps, and integrating accessories like AutoTune, QuickShifter, and Pod 300. But the foundation you've laid here, doing the installation right and verifying it, sets you up for success on the tuning side.